Hello and welcome to this Math Habits lesson on finding the volume of a composite rectangular prism. Now you should remember from our previous lesson on volume that the formula for finding the volume of a rectangular prism is the length times the width times the height. Now here is a composite rectangular prism. The word composite means made up of various parts, and this will become very relevant in a moment. But for now, let's get the measurements for our dimensions. You will notice we have colour-coded the length, width and height. This will make it easier to understand as we go through the process. So, the length along the bottom is 8. And we are measuring these in cubic units. The length along this top section is 2 cubic units. The width in green is 3 cubic units. And the height of this shorter section is 2 cubic units. And the height of the taller section is 6 cubic units. So what we have to do with a shape like this is decompose it into rectangular prisms. A definition of decompose is to break down or separate into basic elements, and that is exactly what we are going to do. As you can see, we have broken apart the L-shaped prism into 2 separate rectangular prisms. We'll call these Prism A and Prism B. Our aim now is to calculate the volume of Prism A and the volume of Prism B and add them together. That will give us the total volume of the composite prism. But first we have to find some missing values. Let's look at the green question mark first. This is the easiest, as the width of the prism is the same at both ends, which means the width in green is also 3. The only other missing value we have to calculate now in purple is the length of Prism B. Here we use the total length of both Prism A and B, which is 8, and subtract the length of Prism A, which is 2. This means that the length of Prism B has to be 6. Now, in your mind, if you could separate A and B, as we have done here, calculating the 2 volumes becomes easier to visualize. So, let's start calculating the volume of Prism A. Well, the length is 2 times the width of 3 times the height of 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. So far, so good. On to Prism B. The length of 6 times the width of 3 times the height of 2. 6 times 3 is 18, times 2 equals 36. Our total volume will be the volume of Prism A plus the volume of Prism B. So our total volume of the composite prism is 72 cubic units. Now, like all math habit lessons, take your time to understand the concept, and if you need to, go back and watch this lesson again. Otherwise, here is one for you to try on your own. So, click pause and give it your best shot. The answer will come up in about 15 seconds.